what's popping? Looks like we're going to have to cut Adin Ross some slack on this one because Kai Cenat's biggest hater decided to show his face, step out, kick champ. We've talked about this guy previously. We've used some of his tweets, and I've talked about how, or I believe that he was like the academics TV to academics, but for Adin Ross. But it seems like Adin Ross didn't even really speak to this guy before. But they were saying that for $10K, he got paid to show himself and hop on a call. And he hopped on an Adin Ross affiliate / friend Cuffham stream, and they had a chat with him. So I'm going to play you guys 2 clips from that chat, and we're going to get into it.
I only post Kai hate because Kai is, like, he's racist.
What?
How is Kai racist?
Yeah, where you get that from, bro?
Because he only accepts black people into AMP. He denied you because you're white.
What? That's the reason why you hate Kai? Because I'm not an AMP?
No, it's just like, it's multiple things. It's the truth. I don't really post the truth. He hasn't given an update on the school, so.
You do know
Wait, hold on. Wait, real quick though.
You know you started everything, bro.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You really did. Bro.
You started. You really started the confliction between them. All them posting.
I mean, it was kind of me, but it wasn't really me because everybody's saying it. You know, it's just me posting.
Nigga, everybody's saying it now. Even when Kai was still pulling up on Adin birthdays, they were doing a birthday. You was heating up around that time. You started spam posting
This is crazy. So that's why I got to take that tag off of Adin Ross and say that this guy is his Academics TV, because for Academics TV, Academics is approving all those posts on there, or he's co-signing them. Maybe he's not approving them one by one, but he's like, yeah, that looks good. If it was something that he disagreed with, he would have him take it down like he has done in the past. So this Kick Champ guy, not only he didn't mention it in that clip, but in the later clip, this guy mentioned he's made like 20 bands in a month before off of Hate Farm and off of Kai. What makes me laugh about this situation is this guy doesn't know why he hates Kai Cenat. He's like, yeah, he didn't let you into AMP, or like, I think he's racist. Like, he doesn't let white people into AMP. It's like, what? He's not even the guy that lets people into AMP. He was let into AMP by Agent and Phantom. So he's not even responsible for recruiting. And has there been an AMP member after Kai Cenat? There hasn't. Duke was already there. Davis, wasn't he already there? I think Kai Cenat was the last member of AMP. And then he has his like Clover Boys thing. But the Clover Boys thing, he's got Ray, who's a Taiwanese guy. He's got Tota, who I think he put that guy on. He's a Brazilian. And it's not like he's a black Brazilian. He put on like that Lil Rodney son dude, which, yeah, like you could say he's black. But he's like, dude, he's put on like several different races. So how could you say he's racist? That's like the outrageous part. And he couldn't even let people into AMP because he was the last one. And then, or the last one as I can remember. I don't know anybody else that's new. Adin Ross has never claimed he wanted to be a part of AMP. Adin Ross is better off. Adin Ross always had SSB, which was his own thing that he's the leader of, and he's got his own brand risk stuff. I think it's better for Adin Ross to be independent and have his own brand than be underneath the umbrella of something that he doesn't own. Adin Ross is part owner of a whole entire streaming platform, Kick. So what the hell are we talking about where you're like, yo, he didn't let him into AMP? And this is why I think some people just they just hate on Kai Cenat, or they just don't like his personality, and he's trying to grasp at a rationalization for the emotion that he has towards Kai Cenat. So he's saying like, oh no, because of this or because of that, when none of those things are the case. And I think there's even moments when Kai Cenat, and dude, Kai Cenat's like favorite YouTuber when he was growing up was Roman Atwood. Roman Atwood is a white guy. So this all falls apart. But this guy, he's making a bag, and then they tell him, they're like, yo, you're the reason why this is all going on. And he's like, nah, like people were already saying that. And this is the thing. People were saying that, and at the time, other people were saying that. When Kick Champ started saying that, he wasn't standing out. So he was just in a sea of people. But if we're talking about the updates to the school and all of these other things about Kai Cenat that are being replied on Kai's tweets and that are being spread throughout Twitter, it is 100% Kick Champ. And the reason why there's static between Kai Cenat and Adin Ross is because of that account. And I don't know if he tries to not acknowledge it, but I think he probably should have just kept it pushing. Maybe not hopped on stream, because you don't really have a reason to hate on Kai Cenat. And now the way that I see is Adin Ross wants this guy to stop, but he doesn't stop. So this guy's operating independently, and this is another problem too. If he's making this amount of money just chilling, posting, Adin Ross can't convince him to do something that's going to harm him. Like he farms Kai Cenat hate. And why would he stop farming Kai Cenat hate if that makes him the most money? And then you kind of got this dilemma. Like, for example, he posted, Adin Ross couldn't believe Kai Cenat spent hundreds of thousands on the Vegas Sphere but still hasn't donated to Team Water. And this even makes Adin Ross look bad, because Adin in this clip, Kai Cenat was announcing his Fortnite skin as well as something else that he was doing, the Mafia-thon. And Adin was like, yo, this is really hard to do. Like, this costs a lot of money. Like, shout out to Kai Cenat for doing this. And it was all positive. But he spun this clip of Adin into couldn't believe Kai Cenat spent hundreds of thousands but hasn't donated to Team Water. He said nothing about Team Water. Now, Adin was the first person to call out Kai Cenat and invite him to donate, which Kai Cenat didn't do. He wasn't a part of that at all. But after that, he kind of left it alone. And then now you've got this guy that's still creating problems for him. And this is the same day, I think, that he got on that live stream clip. And he does like Adin, because he will post things like Adin just gave $30,000 to one of his fans to help pay for his mother's medical bills, which is a huge deal. Like, shout out to Adin Ross for doing this. A lot of people just focus on the negative. And of course, negativity always travels way further than positivity. But Adin has done a lot of things just on the low. Like, he's donated to a lot of people, helped a lot of people directly, not donated to some foundation, not just handed money over to charity, which I'm not saying is a bad thing, but he has directly said, like, okay, you got these hospital bills, okay, we'll make sure that's taken care of. And to give credit, like, Tristan Tate is also an individual that's done that as well. And Adin also gave some money to a fan of his in the Philippines. It costed like 2,000 something bucks to help his mother that was in the hospital, and he doesn't have to do any of that. Now, I do think it looks poorly on Adin when, like, for example, certain mods of his and certain people close to him that aren't Kick Champ are going in on Kai Cenat, and it strains that relationship. But it just goes to show what type of era we're in which a random kid that's running a Twitter page is able to destroy a relationship between Kai Cenat and Adin Ross, people that were cool at a point in time. That's insane, isn't it? And you could say, well, were they really cool if this page was able to get between them? And you could say, yeah, that's a good question. And it was Kai Cenat that really distanced himself from Adin. But you could also say the Tav situation, which is the whole, like, chicken Big Mac, him calling him at 4 a.m., talking about Adin Ross gambling as well. So Adin's manager even saying that. And I think if you're Kai, you're looking at that like, well, your manager's talking like this to me. These pages are talking like this to me. This must be how you feel about me, and you're just not letting that be known when we're kicking it together. So that's a possibility as well. But yeah, this guy is not going to stop going in on Kai Cenat, and I think it's OD, man. Like, I just like, now I'm happy to know that Adin Ross is not cajoling this guy or, like, you know, hitting him on the shoulder or like elbowing him on the side, like, yo, we need more Kai Cenat hate posts. And this guy's just doing it on his own, because also now this guy is so huge, it's hard to combat it. Unless he's doing some outright slander, which Kai Cenat's lawyers might be hopping on that. I don't know. But if Mr. Beast, it doesn't look great either, because if Kai tries to, like, attack this page or something like that, then people will say, well, he's spending all this money on lawyers and he's not fixing that school, which this school's following Kai Cenat like the school's following Dr. Umar. Now, granted, Dr. Umar's entire brand is that school, and Kai Cenat, this school thing got blown completely out of proportion because of pages like KickChamp. But let me know what y'all think in the comments. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell if you enjoyed. And I'm going to see y'all in the next one.